Assassin's Creed Shadows previews are finally here, and Ubisoft has revealed more gameplay footage than ever before. With all the delays and promises, this game is finally taking shape. However, some questions remain. Does Shadows barely deliver on promises, or does it exceed expectations? Let's find out. Ubisoft confirmed that one major reason for delaying Shadows was to polish its parkour. With Shadows map offering more verticality than the RPG trilogy, Ubisoft Quebec aimed to create something more refined and dynamic than both Syndicate and Odyssey. Honestly, I'm glad they took their time to get it right. You can also check the video linked above to learn more about the role of cities and verticality in parkour. But let's talk about the main characters. Switching between characters in Shadows is similar to Assassin's Creed Syndicate, done through the inventory menu with a button. Unfortunately, there's no dedicated animation for the swap, which I consider a missed opportunity. Rockstar Games nailed character swaps 2 generations ago, and even Ubisoft delivered great animations in Watch Dogs Legion, so it's really odd that it's like this in Shadows. On the bright side, the memory corridor loading screens are back, and they're more beautiful than ever. Now let's talk about the characters. Naoe is the fastest assassin, while Yasuke is much slower, especially when it comes to parkour. He can still perform basic parkour, but he's limited to beams and visible climbable objects, while Naoe can use her grappling hook. Also, Yasuke can't cross ropes because of his weight, which forces players to lean more toward direct combat. But don't worry, Yasuke isn't completely out of stealth. He has a variety of arrows to aid him in that department. We'll dive into combat shortly, however these differences force players to think about missions differently. While Naoe's agility suits rooftops and fast getaways, Yasuke's grounded approach feels more deliberate and strategic. It's a refreshing duality that encourages replayability and experimentation. Aside from their movement and unique abilities, loot, experiences, and mastery points are shared between the characters. This means if you find an item with one character, it automatically transfers to the other. Speaking of items, Shadows also reintroduces transmog system, letting you change the appearance of a gear item while keeping its stat. So in general, not only does each character offer unique abilities, but they also play completely differently than one another. Something that AC has never done in the past, and frankly, I didn't expect it to be implemented at this level. This translates to combat as well. The combat in Shadows varies significantly between the two characters. Naoe is more vulnerable to attacks and weaker at parries, while Yasuke is a tank, thriving in larger encounters. Depending on your equipment, abilities, and the character you selected, many situations allow you to choose between engaging in combat or avoiding it altogether. This topic also brings us to the enemy AI. Since I haven't played the game myself, I cannot fully judge the AI, but it seems inconsistent at times, which could be due to chosen difficulty or the showcase build being unpolished. Regardless, when combat isn't ideal, parkour and stealth become crucial, and this is where Shadow's level design shines. From what we've seen so far, the game supports both characters uniquely, letting you approach missions your way. I can confidently say that Shadows doubles down on flexibility even more than the RPG trilogy. For instance, Naoe benefits from expanded parkour opportunities, while Yasuke's limited verticality emphasizes observing your environment and planning ahead. Interestingly, mission starting points change based on the character you select, adding more variety. Another exciting addition is the return of double assassinations, a feature missing for nearly a decade. I've also noticed that failing stealth can lead to punishing combat encounters, but throwing smoke bombs allows you to assassinate enemies even when detected. While not all enemies are easy to kill in smoke, I'm curious to see whether it functions more like Mirage. For now, it seems promising, but I remain skeptical until we see more. Regardless, making a world as big as Shadows, so detailed, and at the same time considering every possible interaction for two characters to support different playstyles is undeniably amazing, and Ubisoft really did a phenomenal job here. Next up, seasons play a significant role in exploration, changing dynamically as you progress through the game. When a season shifts, a cutscene showcases the transformation, but you can also manually change seasons via the map. Also, now that we've seen the full map, it's clear it's not as massive as Valhalla or Odyssey. The map is closer in size to Origins, but feels more distinct, detailed, and alive with destructible objects, high-quality NPC models, and impressive lighting. While Assassin's Creed has always excelled in environmental design, Shadows takes it to the next level. The real highlight, however, is the shinobi recruits. They're reminiscent of older entries, mainly Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 3. They bring unique abilities to the game and can be summoned to assist in encounters. For instance, some recruits knock out enemies instead of killing them, offering varied gameplay strategies. Lastly, pre-ordering the game grants access to the first expansion for free, adding 10 hours of gameplay with new weapons, a story, and a fresh location. Most importantly, we finally got our first look at the Animus Hub, which will launch alongside Assassin's Creed Shadows and receive updates for years to come. The hub features several sections, including memories, or basically a game launcher screen for accessing different titles, as well as projects and exchange, the parts where you earn items by doing special tasks or purchasing them by handing over special keys. And then there's Vault, which will evolve as we uncover more narrative content in the games, which is basically our modern day storyline. That said, I'm a bit skeptical about the Animus Hub. While it adds an exciting meta layer to the series, potentially uniting different titles in one narrative thread, Ubisoft hasn't shown any kind of gameplay for it yet, which raises concerns. We've been asking for a fully fledged modern day storyline for so long, but if it ends up resembling the Lost Archive DLC or Black Flag's modern day segment, or worse, just a few notes to read, I would honestly prefer they skip modern day altogether as they did in Mirage. But let's be real. Ubisoft has shown us plenty of Assassin's Creed Shadows over the past few months, and while there are major improvements to adore, like new stealth options, the return of recruits, and expanded parkour mechanics, some concerns linger. First, the game's quality. While Shadows was delayed to iron out technical issues, this build, which might be outdated, still has noticeable animation flaws and gameplay jank. After 5 years of development, I expect a polished experience, and Ubisoft really needs this game to succeed. Then there's the AI. If I need to crank the difficulty to max just to feel challenged, where the enemies turn into damage sponges, that's disappointing. AI should be smart, not just slow to kill. Ultimately, Shadows exceeds expectations in its parkour, combat, the way each character plays, some story segments, and level design, but struggles to fully deliver on AI and polished animations. While issues like AI inconsistency and animation jank leave room for improvement, Shadows is shaping up to be one of the most promising Assassin's Creed entries in years. If Ubisoft can deliver a polished final product, this could exceed even the boldest expectations. But as of now, based on this demonstration, it only partially delivers, leaving room for improvement. Regardless, we'll find out for sure on March 20th when we finally play the game for ourselves. But what do you think? Is Shadows shaping up to be what you wanted, or are you disappointed? Share your thoughts below.